with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from Tampa, Florida, SEC Media Days. Jake and Flynn here in Tampa. Billy Lucci over our shoulder, talking a little Texas A&M.
Yep.
Gonna have him on later in this week.
I just heard somebody say Luch.
Yeah. It's always good to have like a nickname like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Luch. Did I hear a dragon? Did I hear that?
You did not hear a dragon.
Oh, man. Thought I did.
You did not
Maybe
hear a
that's
dragon.
just in my head.
It's funny.
I'm
So I finally just got Wi-Fi for the day. I was on the hotspot for a little bit. It was going in and out, but there was a hotspot that was Dragon 3.
Yep.
It's still out there. It says Dragon. It says Dragon 3. This man really named his hotspot Dragon.
Yeah, that's my name. So.
Do you think there's anybody else that's in this room that's like searching for Wi-Fi's and they're like,
What is
who in the hell is Dragon 3?
Yeah, why is that? That guy sounds sweet. This is the third phone I've named Dragon.
Yeah.
Hence the 3.
Yeah.
Been doing it a while, bud.
I tried to get on there, but it asked for the password, and I tried a bunch of different ones, but I didn't get it.
Did you try Dragon?
He really would have that.
I don't know what it is. It's one of these, when you set up a password or they ask you to change your password, they're like, do you want us to set you up an automatic super secure one?
37
and
letters.
It's like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
100% do not want you to do that.
Yeah.
Let me get back to my Dragon.
Yeah. Y'all, his password's probably capital D.
Yep. So sometimes you set up that password and it gives you the 4 bars, and that's like the degree of difficulty it is. I'm a 2-bar max. 2-bar max.
You're supposed to get to 4, though.
Are you?
I think so.
Where it turns green.
I'm just glad to have internet.
It's good. I'm still on the hotspot because Dragon 3 hotspot is better than this Marriott guest Wi-Fi.
Well, no, the SEC one finally works.
I don't even see that one popping up.
We do events like this every year. We do the Senior Bowl, all these events, and always, without failure, the morning show, the first day, internet never works. It doesn't. It's like they're surprised that people are here to do the show on the first day. Like, wait a minute, y'all are gonna do it at the same time y'all always do it from here?
Yeah, I mean, there's very few things. Well, now Rivers might disagree with us. There's very few things that we need to conduct this show. Internet is certainly, I would feel like, number one for us. Now, I know that little box over there is pretty important. But, yeah, it's internet. Can't fly blind around these things. Especially when there's people, and like, this is serious. I know, like, I'm name dumb a lot, and I struggle with people's names. But, like, in this setting as well, like when you have a ton of people that you don't really know that well.
No.
And you're interviewing, we interviewed very nice young man from Missouri. Like
Nicholas Rodriguez was his name.
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, for sure.
Masonsboro.
To your point,
you need some internet.
You need some internet. You do. Like I pulled it up on my phone. I was like, look, I don't even really care if Nicholas sees this on my phone because, we hadn't done a deep dive yet.
Certainly had to do that with our guy, Mr. Football.
See,
but you go back.
It's chat, and I need to pull you up. I just got internet, so I apologize. Tony Barnhart's a staple of college football in the SEC. It's not abnormal for somebody to know exactly who that is.
Okay.
I think it's a little.
Respect.
I think it's more you that you don't know.
That was me.
I think so.
That one was me.
And I would tell you, like, this isn't a bit. Like, I really like. He's been around SEC. I mean, he wrote a book, 50 years. Maybe it's because you grew up in the Big 12.
But like what? Okay.
You know what I mean?
In what capacity, though?
He's just been a sports writer, a radio host.
Okay.
Worked for CBS, like when they had the game of the week.
He's got some good stories. And I do like how in that book he's like more his top moments.
And not just like,
whatever 07 Florida LSU game.
That's in there though.
I mean, yeah, it is. But he was
because that was his memory from LSU. He was at the game.
Well, all right.
But I know what you're saying. It's
Never
not like
mind.
the same ones that everybody usually talks about.
Not the standards.
So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a good book. Audio version, obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah. No, can't read all that. What are we doing here?
Yeah. It's going to be tough, though, to listen to that anything over historical podcasts. That's what I listen to.
Daniel Basham, just don't connect to bad_dragon. Yeah, we don't want to do that. LSU Yeti, the box is important. Walked into that one. Easy E, how about them Spaniards, huh? Total victory. Spain put on a clinic yesterday. Absolute clinic. Argentina was in a blender the entire game. I'm surprised that thing went to extra time.
What did they do to, like, you think about putting Argentina in a blender?
Defensively, like, they just didn't give up anything. Like, Argentina might not have had a shot on goal, like,
Really?
on target. Like, they only had, like, 8 touches in the box.
Messi's overrated.
No, just Spain's – that's how Spain plays. They had 7 shutouts, I think, in this World Cup alone. Mm-hmm. And, like, their goalie only had, like, 10 saves the entire tournament. They didn't even, like, get to him.
I could have played goalie.
Yes. I think so.
Could the American goalie have played goalie and they won?
As long as he didn't come out of the box like he did against Belgium, you know.
Shout out to Alondra.
She had Spain off the top.
Shout out to Spain.
You know, she changed it to Mexico, I think, just out of fandom, which I can appreciate. But she said Spain from the very get-go.
Yeah, Alondra, I don't know if we can, do this, but you need to, at break, you need to walk over there and get the turnover chain, and we need to get some sort of something posted with you wearing it. We hadn't done that. Like, the past couple times when somebody's won the turnover chain, we hadn't put it on.
I know. What? Oh, I should have got it for Oklahoma baseball.
Yeah, we haven't put it on.
College World
and
Series.
If we don't use it, it loses its power. So we got to use it. So, Alondra, we need to get that thing on, get you on camera, something.
Yeah.
We need proof. Because it's a big deal.
My team went out so early. I went Germany. You went Netherlands?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Netherlanders.
And Tate went whom?
Another team that lost.
Another team that did not win the
tournament. Did not win at all.
You're right.
Yeah. But
Croatia for Tate. Thank you, Alonzo.
Unfortunately, I, again, was traveling for about 16 hours yesterday, so I didn't get a chance. And, when you're on one of those long planes, you have the screen in the back. Every seat's got the screen in the back of the headrest in front of you. And I was so excited because it was one of those planes that had live TV. And it, pulls up, Direct TV or whatever it is. And I clicked the guide channel, and it says, boom, FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boom, pushed it, all cocky. It's excited. No service.
Ooh.
We
didn't have TVs on the plane that we were on, but it was like me and one other guy, I think, watching the World Cup.
Yeah.
on our phones. I look over, and it's the final of the World Cup. I look over, and I'm sitting next to Hunt on the plane, and Hunt's watching a game in which the Cubs were winning 10-0 over the Twins instead of watching the World Cup. I'm like, your team's winning by 10. It's a meaningless regular season baseball game against the Twins. 10-0. He was locked in.
Well, he was like, well, Louisiana folks need to hear these takes from this game.
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah, that's a choice for sure. Then I tried to connect to Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough either.
Sorry. I appreciate you getting dialed in, though.
I was dialed in for when I could be.
I'm sure you probably would have been dialed into Sam Burns as well.
Yes, I do know that he held a 54-hole lead going into Sunday, and which is not an uncommon place for him in a major championship.
He thrives in that spot.
50, if he played on Live, they play 3 rounds, he would win every tournament.
I said something similar to Hunt yesterday. I was like, if everything shut off after 3 rounds, he might be the greatest golfer. And I don't know what it is. And Sam's so good, and he's so competitive, and he's such a competitive guy as far as, he wants the challenge. He doesn't shy away from it. Knowing him a little bit like I do. Like that's, there's a lot of guys like if the moment's too big, it's like, oh, I don't really want any of that. Like he wants it. He wants to be that guy. Mm-hmm. It's not. And once it clicks, it's going to be just a waterfall of success for him. Now,
and
he's still successful.
Right.
Like what he finished as, he ended up finishing third, right?
Yeah, he finished third. So he goes into Sunday as a leader, I believe, about 2 shots.
He was.
And ends up shooting a +2 yesterday. So Ryan Fox, the winner, shoots -2.
It looked like Cameron Young was going to sit in the clubhouse for 3 hours and win.
I know. He was in there for a couple hours and had to start warming up a little bit, getting ready for a playoff. So, yeah, he goes and fires. My God, he fires a 64 on Sunday at the Open Championship. Extremely impressive. You want to think and you want to hope, and we are all cheering as LSU fans. We're all cheering for Sam Burns. And you want to hope that once the dam breaks, that he's got it, it clicks in.
Yeah.
Golf is so hard. And just like you said, he wants the challenge. He wants to be in those spots. So you don't ever you don't want to put that C word out there on what he's done. But he's certainly been in this opportunity to win multiple major championships now. Like very easily, he could be 3 or 4-time major champion right now, and he just has not figured out how to, whether it's mental, physical, whatever it is, to put it all together for 4 straight rounds. But
he's still young, still going to play golf on the PGA Tour for decades. Like I believe that he still has that long left. Eventually, it's going to happen. He's been way too close, but man, I can't imagine like his mental state and the fact that he's been there, been close. He's had, off the top of my head, majors 3 top 5 finishes off the top of my head, and just hasn't been able to finally get over that hump. That's got to be that when he has a lead going into the 4th round, it's human nature for that to creep in.
Yep. Yeah, it is. And you don't want to get into a spot where you're like, oh my God, I've been in the same spot so many times and it hasn't worked out, and you think about that. And I don't see that. I don't see that happening, and we hope that it doesn't happen. But you've certainly seen it with golfers in the past.
Yeah.
You've certainly seen it with athletes in the past. They get in that spot again where they have failed, and it's hard to say a failure, right? But I can promise you, if you're asking Sam Burns right now, he would say that was a failure, right?
Yeah.
Like even though you just came in 3rd by yourself.
And won a lot of money.
And you did great. But he's been there so many times. I can guarantee you he's tired of saying, man, that was close.
No doubt.
Man, that was close. So he's
going
to break through. He's going to break through, and we hope that once it does, that it creates a snowball effect.
It will. It's going to happen for him. And like you said, when it does happen, it's going to be a waterfall of success. He's going to win multiple championships. He's just been too good, too close, and eventually it will happen for our guy, Sam Burns. All right, we will step away, get back to football when we come back here. It is OTB Live at SEC Media Days in Tampa.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GCOPnet.com. Gulf Coast Office Products, your question leader in all things office solutions, technology, customer service, 4 locations in Louisiana. So if you are a bank, if you are a university, if you are an engineering firm, law firm, any of those that, Documents is your lifeline, they are who is going to help you out always. One call, that's all it's going to be. They don't transfer you 17 different times. Go to GCOPnet.com today.
Gulf Coast Office Products, GCOPnet.com. If you want the Louisiana leader in that office technology, and it doesn't matter what size of office, how many people you got tapping away at the keyboards, 1 person, 2 person, 1,000 people, you have to have that technology up and running, that paper trail going, and they have the best tech there, but they have the best award-winning service team as well. They'll get you back up and running fast. Gulf Coast Office Products, GCOPnet.com.
Live from the 2026 SEC Football Media Days in Tampa. Presented by FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, Relief Windows, Rev Fiber, and Parrish Construction and Roofing.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from SEC Media Days. As a reminder, our SEC Media Days coverage is presented by FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, Parish Construction and Roofing, Relief Windows, and Rev Fiber. Good enough to send us here to Tampa. It's going to be the entire lineup. You're going to have the Hunt Palmer Show. You're going to have AFR. So we are all here all day long, going to be locked in to SEC Media Days here live from Tampa. Also want to remind you about our friends over at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go Tommy's.
Go Tommy.
Thank you. GoTommys.com is the website. GEAUX, Tommy's with a Y.com. When you go to GoTommys.com, you'll clearly see the difference. Award-winning every year since 2016, the Angie Super Service Award. Also, best windows in Baton Rouge this year. And the Advocate, that went to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Don't forget, they can also do your gutters as well. GoTommys.com. I'm proud that you did the Go Tommys. I didn't know if you do it in a room full of people.
Oh, these people don't bother me. We're fine.
Why is that?
Because they're all very nice people.
Oh, okay. This is a room, like, you walk by and, like, I think because of media days in the past, like, you're like, do I know that person? Do I recognize that person? They're looking at me like I'm supposed to say what's up to them.
Yep.
I don't really know.
Yep.
And
you, me.
But this is the point, like, this is one of, like, T-Bob would have no idea who it was, but he was always really good at saying, you know, like, oh, yeah, what's going on, man? Like, I don't have that. That's not me. I don't have that. So I'm like, I'm probably being pretty rude to a lot of people, but look, the restroom is like a mile and a half away from here, so we don't have time for pleasantries.
2 minutes, whatever it is.
I saw my guy, Gene Chiswick. I wanted to go say what's up to Chiz, but I didn't have time.
What's up, Jeannie boy?
He's not a mouth breather. He's a man.
Absolutely.
Still looks like he might whip somebody's ass right now.
Really?
Yeah, it looked great.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
I would like to see it.
It's going to get done. You need to go.
Okay.
I think you need to arm wrestling.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of awkward, like, oh, hey, man, I'll talk to you in a second. Talk to you after the show, because can't leave you hanging here when I go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a show to do.
There's also,
we got information.
There's also a bunch of people coming up to Flynn, and they want him to come on their show, and he can't say no. But I see in his brain he wants to say no so bad.
Yep.
He's like, you really, like, you're probably expecting me to be able to give you a breakdown of this Kentucky quarterback.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
One guy just came up and said, you're coming on my show talking LSU. And I was like, the heck I am.
He even told you the topic?
He told me, yeah. He's like,
you're not
LSU.
talking to anybody, you're talking LSU.
And I was like, I don't think you know me very well. But it's a tough spot because, like, usually I would just make an excuse, but I can't because, you know, we're all here stuck together at the same hotel.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question that you talked a little bit about earlier, and there's different reasons maybe why that guy's not here. Sometimes it's because he's had an injury. They don't want to talk about it. Sometimes he's in a competition. And if he's not in a competition, maybe it is a little bit of an alarm. Like, okay, well, tell us the reason why. Now, with Sam Leavitt, we talked about it. I'm talking about the quarterback position, being here for your team or not being here for your team. For, you know, Sam Leavitt, it's a different situation. Like you said, man hasn't practiced yet in an LSU uniform in a full practice. The totality of the practice from start to finish hasn't been in team drills. All right, so, and you know, you're going to put a lot on the plate of T.J. Daugherty as well. Former Ole Miss player is going to get asked a lot of questions, and so you have a lot of faith in him as a player. Now, obviously, Weeks being here, Trey being here, that made sense, and so I do think it's a different situation for LSU. But if you're one of these other teams, if you're a fan of, I don't know, Tennessee, if you're a fan of Vanderbilt, if you're a fan of Missouri, and the quarterback is not here, do we read too much into that? Is every situation going to be a little bit different? Do you think it's a red flag?
It's a good question to have. You don't really know the mindset. Yeah, good question.
Thank you.
Tip of the cap. You don't really know the mindset that these coaches carry into these weeks. Normally, I would say that you want to, you know, show off your star players. You want to reward. Maybe it's one of the guys you want to reward because they've been a part of the program for a long time. They've been the epitome of what it means to, like, represent your college. So you want to reward them, and you want to put your best foot forward from a personality standpoint, from a leadership standpoint.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just about who the best player is, right? You see all sorts, but you don't know what the mindset is. Like the Missouri one, like not taking Austin Simmons is a little bit different than not taking Sam Levitt.
Yeah.
To me, because Sam's came to LSU with an injury, and he's never played in the SEC.
Right.
Now, of course, Austin has played in the SEC.
He was here last year for Ole Miss. He beat out Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah, who's pretty decent at football.
Pretty good.
And I think
at
we
the
all
forward
know
pass.
that. So I don't know what the mindset really is. I think maybe it's one of those situations, just as I explained it with LSU, that maybe Austin Simmons has not technically, air quotes, been named the starter, and they do want to create this illusion of competition. So every coach has the opportunity and the wherewithal to make the best decision he feels like for the team, or is just how they're feeling. Eli's this guy that, he's been there for a long time now. Like he's been at Missouri for a long time, and he probably doesn't really care what people think on who he brings, right?
True.
But I think the question, certainly for all coaches who don't bring a quarterback, they deserve a question of why not.
Why you didn't bring your quarterback.
Now, the competition's an easy one to do.
Yeah.
It's an easy thing to say. But when you bring a guy like Sam Levitt, Austin Simmons, like, those are the questions. Hey, man, why didn't you bring him?
Yeah.
Like, you should have.
So right now, I bring it up because Alabama, no quarterback. Arkansas, no quarterback. Florida, no quarterback. LSU, no quarterback. Missouri, no quarterback. Tennessee, no quarterback. And Vanderbilt, no quarterback. That I don't remember a year where we could go down the list and say that many teams left their quarterback at home. And you're coming off a situation where Vanderbilt's biggest star last year was their quarterback. You could argue LSU's Garrett Nussmeier, biggest guy that was here that everybody want to talk to, was their quarterback. So, like, we can kind of go down the list and, like, kind of say, even Alabama, Ty Simpson, first-round draft pick, quarterback.
Right.
So that's a little bit of a situation.
Yeah, it's most of those schools, I get it. Most of those schools, I understand exactly why they didn't, because it is the competition deal. So, Alabama, they don't know who their quarterback's going to be.
Right.
They have a good feeling.
Yeah.
Most of these teams do not. So, we'll see.
All right. We're going to continue this conversation, but we are going to take a quick break because Jim Nagy, now GM of Oklahoma, of course, was the guy who ran the Senior Bowl for a very, very long time, is going to join us. So going to have that conversation for you. Always want to remind you about our friends over at RejuveMe.
Oh, yeah.
RejuveMeMedical.com.
Feel young.
If you want that quick first step, last time I was in Tampa, I was playing in the NFL. Hadn't had that feeling in a long time until I started working with RejuveMe. That first step's back.
Oh, a little quick.
You didn't even see it. I did it. You didn't even see it.
It's the energy levels. It's just that, like, you wake up and you put your feet on the ground. You're like, let's get it. Let's get the day. Today is like how we used to feel, right? You're not like, oh, man, everything kind of hurts. Well, they got peptides that kind of help all that. We know the Wolverine.
Get a good night's sleep.
It's
going to help you with that.
Gives you better sleep.
Back flips out of bed. Ninja flips, like you said.
Ninja flips, absolutely. They are the best and intimidate everybody.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com today to find out more information. An incredibly easy process from start to finish. All right, we will take a break. Jim Nagy going to join us when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench. Live from the 2026 SEC Football Media Days in Tampa. Presented by FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, Relief Windows, Rev Fiber, and Farish Construction and Roofing.
Welcome back in. It is OTB here live from SEC Media Days in Tampa, and we are going to be joined now by a very old friend, Jim Nagy. You know him because we go to the Senior Bowl every year, and Jim ran the Senior Bowl for a very long time. But over the last 17 months, he's been the general manager of Oklahoma. And it's good enough to stop by, hang out with us for a couple of minutes, and it's always a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, dude. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, you get to come in, hang out, talk Oklahoma, and leave now. You don't have to stay here for the grind of
for
all
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
Talk about every team and do a million interviews. So we're glad you gave us a couple of minutes. And we were actually talking a lot about Oklahoma in hour number one. How can we not love your quarterback? I mean, John Mateer, from Texas, so Flynn obviously appreciated that. Goes to Wazoo, works his butt off, comes to Oklahoma, playing incredibly well. I mean, Heisman level, hurts his thumb, doesn't want to miss any time, tries to play through it. He is one of the guys that last year, after I had a conversation, because I never met him before, I had a conversation with him. I'm like, I'd follow that guy.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants me to do on a football field, I'm following that guy. And to see him, because he very easily, he could have shut it down. He could have shut it down last year.
Yep.
That never entered his thought process.
No, it was Texas, man. He grew up in Texas. It was his first Red River game. Like, you're not going to miss Red River, but no, John's a stud, man.
Yeah.
I really can't say enough good things about him. He leads in a lot of different ways. I mean, you watch the tape. You guys have seen him play. He leads through his toughness. He leads through his competitiveness, and then he's very vocal. The challenge last year is, Matt, you've had to do it. I mean, you come into a new building, you're the new guy, and you don't know anyone.
Yep.
And so no, he's in a totally different place than he was a year ago. And then physically, you saw the Manning camp pictures. So this is
some curls.
If you see him here today, like he's gonna get mad at me. But we were all meeting upstairs as a staff before this. He's gotten so big, he couldn't button his top button. So like Coach's big thing is to wear ties. Coach Venable's deal is you have to wear a shirt and tie. He couldn't button his shirt, so he couldn't wear his tie. That's how big he's gotten.
That's hilarious.
But I'm telling you, man, like you want your quarterback to be first guy and last guy out, all the cliche stuff. He's that guy. Like even in high school recruiting, we have to ask certain players, like, man, can you be around this weekend to help out in recruiting and do a player panel or whatever? Like John's just there.
Yeah.
So he's fully bought in. I'm so excited for him. Like he's put everything he can into this offseason, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, Jake, we were talking about him earlier in the show. And Jake was like, how important is the thumb to the throwing hand? And I was like, well, pretty damn important.
Yeah, you kind of got to grip a football to throw a football. Yeah.
I believe you said that's what separates us from animals.
Yeah, the thumb is what separates us from the animals. That's right. So, yeah, pretty important. And he's been impressive. And we know what he did before he got to Oklahoma. And last year I was talking about he was one of these guys that everybody was like kind of building up. This year, I kind of feel like he's heading into the year with not a lot of people talking about it.
And we like it that way.
I know. Yeah. I saw you started to smirk when I started saying that. That's probably the way that you and Coach Venables want it.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. No, you kind of like flying under the radar as a team. You guys know that from all your football experience. You never want to be the team that everyone's picking, right? Like, forget that. But, the goal this offseason and in my role was just to build around John. And Ben Arbuckle, our offensive coordinator, last year it's his first year in the SEC and had a ton of success at his other stops. Yep. But the SEC is a different animal, as we all know. And so, Ben was calling plays with one hand tied behind his back. We got 3 freshmen on the O-line in the SEC. So we attacked the portal. The defensive side's great. They've done a great job.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It's a lot of guys coming back that were really good a year ago.
They're homegrown guys, too.
Yeah.
On that side of the ball, it's crazy in this era of college football. They're guys that we've recruited, developed, and are now playing. So, and then we've had turnover on the offensive staff. So when you have turnover on the offensive staff, Jeff Lebby goes to Mississippi State.
Right.
When coaches leave, players leave. So we've got some catching up to do on that side. But in the portal this year, we really attacked the offensive side. We flipped the tight end room. Needed a lot of help there. Went out and got 3 guys I think can play on Sundays. And then Parker Livingston from Texas at receiver, Terrell Harris, who was an all-ACC player at Virginia. The whole goal in every room in the offseason in this role is to create the most competition you can in every room. And I feel like we did that. And now I just can't wait to put the pads on and see it.
So, Jim, you scouted for decades in the NFL. You scouted for the Senior Bowl, and you're doing some of that now in the transfer portal. How much different is that with the time period you have to try to figure out the portal compared to when you're scouting in the NFL? It's months, and sometimes it's a year. Or maybe you go to a place and you're like, hey, man, when that guy's eligible for the draft, we already got a book out on him, compared to the portal where it's got that speed dating element to it. But knowing how much scouting you've done, how do you try to maximize that time?
Yeah, I would say just the biggest thing for that is our structure. So when I took the job, the administration was all in on what we're doing, and they gave me the ability. We have got 9 guys on our scouting staff. We got a guy, Charlie Parkinson, that heads up our college scouting. And, the danger of the portal, I would say, is probably not knowing the players enough. Through recruiting, you get to know the kids and their families. In the portal, it's truly, you're just like, okay, we like the player, we like his tape, but is he going to fit in the culture? I think an advantage we have on our staff with myself and Lake Dawson was in the NFL for 30 years, 6 as a player and 24 as an exec. Taylor Redd, we've got over 70 years of NFL experience. So when we went into the portal this year, again, for mostly upperclassmen, for juniors and seniors, we called around to all our guys in the league. And if you were going through Florida, and okay, what were they saying about Hayden Hansen? You know, like they had the book on Hayden Hansen. You know, he's a leader, he's mature, he's former quarterback from Texas. You know, all the stuff. So, like, we felt like we knew our portal class probably better than some other schools might know theirs, just because we have those relationships. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh, for sure. And I could ask you like 1,000 questions, and just like the nuances of high school scouting, portal scouting, because you got to build a book on so many people. But you said something a little bit earlier that I found interesting. You said you got, I think you said 3 tight ends that could be pro caliber type players. How connected hand in hand do you have to be with the offensive and defensive coaching staff and what they want to try to accomplish from an X's and O's standpoint? Because like in the NFL, there's a big push towards tight ends. The Rams, 13 personnel was one of their biggest personnel groupings.
No doubt.
23 drafted this year, I think.
Yeah, so like the draft was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like the tight end position is really something that NFL is pushing towards. And I know that college football sometimes likes to emulate pro football is from an X and O standpoint, but not always.
Yeah, you have to be, you know, when you work in personnel, you have to know what you're asking the players to do scheme-wise. You got to know the scheme. You know, like we're not coaches by any means. We don't try to be, but you got to know what you're asking your guys to do. So, yeah, that was one of the first objectives when we got our staff on board is, okay, let's get in a meeting room with the defensive staff and let's roll some tape and let's get with the offense. So that was huge. And then back to the tight end thing, man, how lucky were we this offseason to get Jason Witten? I mean, I don't know how you guys have probably crossed paths with him over the years. Not all great players are great coaches. I mean, that just doesn't happen all the time. Sure. He's a great coach, man. And I'll say this, I mean, 17 years in the league. He's played just like you guys. You played for a lot of different coaches. You've been around a lot of different players. To Ben Arbuckle's credit, I got to give him credit here. I mean, last year he's a 29-year-old guy coordinating in the SEC. A lot of young guys would have insecurity. You know, they wouldn't embrace a guy like Jason Witten. They would be like, dude, this is my offense. This is what we do. Yeah. And he hasn't been that way. He's like, okay, well, so we're going to probably look different this year on offense than we were a year ago. We didn't televise our spring game on purpose, but Jason Witten his influence. And again, we would be stupid, for lack of a better phrase. We'd be stupid not to. You know, we got Jason Witten here. We got his son coming in. He attracts recruits. We've got the number 1 tight end, you know, in the country coming in next year because he wants to play for Jason Witten. We got Jack Van Dorselaer in the portal because the kid grew up in Dallas. He was a 4-star. He goes to Tennessee. He plays in all 13 games as a true freshman. We didn't think he was going in the portal. That's not a guy that we had flagged to go in the portal. And then Witten calls. He's like, man, some guy just called me, like friend of a friend in Dallas, and his son wants to play for me. You know anything about him? I'm like, no, but I'll put it on the tape. Yeah. And so Jack Van Dorselaer is a Sooner now. So
we've talked way too long about tight ends at Oklahoma and not mentioned the best name in football, Rocky Beers.
Yeah, great name.
Like, I mean, if that guy's not a meathead like me, I'd be disappointed.
So listen. So his sister Reagan Beers was our best basketball player on our women's basketball team last year, and so I call our Jenny Baranchik, our women's basketball coach, like, do you know Rocky at all? She's like, yeah, he came on the recruiting visit. And I'm like, how awesome is this going to be? We're going to have like dollar beers night. We're going to get like real NIL for these kids.
Right,
like, this is a layup.
That's hilarious.
And then there was like dead silence for a second. And she goes, Jim, neither of them drink. I'm like, oh, no, come on.
Man.
What are we doing?
You already had it marketed out.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, we looked up a picture of him, too, and he had a Fu Manchu. And I was like, this fits right here.
You guys, I mean, every NFL locker room you guys were in, there was always like that character. Like that oddball.
Yep.
Like Rocky's that guy too, man. He's so he's conspiracy theory guy. Like, if he were at SEC Media Days, he would be like the soundbite master of coming out of SEC. Like he's a trip.
Well, we got to ask, why isn't he here then?
Protection.
We're trying not to go viral. Trying not to get the clips. Last one, Jim, and gosh, we always appreciate your time. The schedule now, adding another SEC game. A lot of people talked about that for a lot of years, and we all know, we know the SEC played in it. It's a grind. It's going to be even more of a grind now. But at least, you get another chance, another opportunity with the college football playoff system the way it is. It helps you out a little bit. But how are you adjusting to adding another physical opponent, another SEC game to the schedule, knowing that it's going to already be tough being in the SEC and you add just one more?
Yeah, in speaking to this year, too, you got a ninth game, and we play Michigan out of conference in Ann Arbor. So that makes it challenging. We had 2 bye weeks last year. Now you have one bye week. So you guys know that stuff matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, the schedule's the schedule. I mean, to me, it's a great opportunity, and I hope the selection committee, when it comes down to it, we just had a call with all the SEC GMs the other day, and Roman Obin, who was kind of my main contact at the NFL office when I was at the Senior Bowl, is now in the SEC. And he said, he's like, look, this year's draft, 37% of the draft was SEC players, and 25% of the current active NFL rosters at the end of last season were SEC players. So that has to be, or at least in my mind, should be factored in when we're weighing, a sixth SEC school against another conference. Like, this is where the best players play. So we'll see. Yeah,
those things matter for sure. So from us, we talk about, and we know it's hard to schedule that tough opponent on that out of conference. So we respect to y'all for scheduling, because we get an argument about it all the time. We know the strength of schedule is not as a big deal as it used to be, but a lot of respect.
Nobody wants to play directional school U. No. Right? If you got a chance to play Michigan, you do it. Yep. You did it last year, you won the game. Y'all's schedule last year was a damn gauntlet. Yeah. Y'all find a way to the college football playoff. You overcame a schedule, because the schedule in front of you probably motivated you all off season. You worked out thinking about all those games you had, and you go find a way.
Well, if the goal is a national championship, you got to beat who's in front of you.
Yeah.
You take it week to week, and again, I'll take this team and line up against anybody. And some days you have your day and some days you don't, but you just got to beat who's on the schedule. You can't worry about it.
Look, my thing about it, if you don't schedule those games like you did, now you're already playing in the SEC, but you schedule a game against Michigan. If you don't have some of those games, and let's say the SEC schedule does fall your way where you don't have the toughest way, when you play somebody in December and January, you get punched in the mouth. Sometimes you don't know how to react if you haven't been through it.
That's right. No, there's something about being battle tested. Yeah. So we'll see. Here we go.
All right, you're the man, Jim. We always appreciate it. Great to see you. Jim Nagy, now the general manager there at Oklahoma. We'll take a break. More OTB when we come back.
Off the bench.
FABT.com, First American Bank and Trust, been in the game for over 100 years. First American Bank and Trust going to have that incredible customer service for you always, right? That's what they are built on. You're a face, you're a name, you're not just an account number to First American Bank and Trust. Decisions are made right here in Louisiana. They're not calling and asking for permission on your home loan, on your business loan. They are here. They're here for you, and they've been here for over 100 years, and they're going to be here for 100 more. FABT.com.
Right, First American Bank and Trust. Do business, do banking with the local bank that's been doing it for over 100 years. Whether it's, if you're looking for a personal loan, maybe it's a mortgage, maybe it's a HELOC, maybe for your business, you just need a little bit more financial runway to be able to maneuver a little bit better. Make sure you're doing it with somebody you can shake their hand, look them in the eye, and make decisions right here in Louisiana. First American Bank and Trust, FABT.com.
Live from the 2026 SEC Football Media Days in Tampa. Presented by FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, Relief Windows, Rev Fiber, and Farish Construction and Roofing.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from Tampa. Jake, Flynn, Alondra Tate back in the studio. No Razor yet.
No Razor yet.
No Razor yet. Still on Razor watch. No Razor yet. If you are looking for a career, our friends over at Palo right now, they are the person that you want to contact. We talk about it all the time. We know what it's like working for the company. I mean, incredible benefits, right? You're going to have ownership through their ESOP program. It's like all of that is fantastic stuff, but they have been in the business for a long time in the area, and they care about their employees. That's why they give the ownership program like they do. But if you are someone that is looking, again, for that career, experienced vessel fitters, and if you can read blueprints, fit ASME pressure vessels, and take pride in that quality work, they do want to hear from you. And an added bonus outside of the excellent pay, steady overtime, we talk about it all the time, full bennies, paid vacation, employee ownership, which is an incredible program. Also, right now, experienced vessel fitters can earn a $1,000 hiring bonus after just 30 days of employment. That is palagroup.com, PALA Just had Jim Nagy. It's one of those deals. I interviewed him so many times. Executive director of the Reese's Senior Bowl. Like, he's not that anymore. He's the GM now of Oklahoma. You could tell.
You talked about I've never met Jim before.
Which it feels weird because I've had him like so many times, so many years.
Which is wild. So I heard everybody talking, like praising him so much last year. We were getting to know the Senior Bowl people, and just his name came up a lot last year in a very positive light. And he'd been doing it for so long. I just envisioned like an older gentleman that had been doing it so long. I was like, that's Jim. That's him?
Jim was a scout, too, in the NFL for decades.
Decades?
Decades.
What did he start at 4?
Basically. Like, he got into the league, like, incredibly early, was a scout for a long time.
Yeah, he must go to Rejuvenate.
I think he does, or he's a vampire, one or the other. But he does a fantastic job, man. Oklahoma's lucky to have that guy. Think about it. You've got, like, multiple decades of experience being a scout, also running the Senior Bowl where you're scouting.
Yep.
And then now that's who's running your recruiting department,
right?
As far as the portal, I'm sure he does high school too. But
I got a feeling that for all of our listeners in Louisiana and outside of Louisiana, Oklahoma to this point has not been talked about enough for this year. I think they are. They're going to be one of those teams, like Jim just said. He said he'll put his team against anybody. Now, you never know how it's going to turn out. Some people have their days. Some people have a better game plan for whatever reason. So you never know exactly how it's going. But they are going to be, there's not going to be that many people that are going to roll that much better of a team out than Oklahoma. So they're going to be able to win every single game that they play in. I mean, look, they had a quarterback that had surgery on his throwing hand thumb mid-season, and they made the playoffs against a really hard schedule as well.
One of the toughest schedules in the country.
And so they have revamped, and certainly offensively, they were very hampered last year. So you saw that was certainly a point of emphasis by them. Jason Witten definitely knew he was their tight end coach.
Today years old?
Yep, today years old. I found that out. But when he said they got 3 tight ends that are pro level, I was like, it just stuck out to me. I was like, okay, they are looking
that was a good question by you.
They are looking at the NFL level to get their game film instead of trying to match college programs. Yeah. They're trying to match what NFL teams are doing. Yeah. And he said, we didn't televise our spring game for a reason. Because we don't really want to know want people to know how we've retooled.
Yeah, that was actually a good question by you. I was shocked.
Thanks.
I almost gave you one, but I forgot. That's my bad. All right, Ask the Bench brought to you by Ice Cold Dos Equis. Is always a great time to go for a dose. Did you see the Netflix documentary, This is the Zodiac Speaking? I've not seen that yet.
No.
Have you?
This is the Zodiac? Like
this
the Zodiac
is the
killer?
Zodiac speaking. That's what it says.
The Zodiac Killer.
I'm assuming.
I'm all in.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Did you guys watch the third place game between England and France? Yeah, that was incredible. 6-4, 10 goals. Sign me up for that every time.
I read that because obviously I was on a show. I didn't get to watch it, but like 6-4?
Awesome. I loved it.
It's unbelievable.
Ask the Bench, have you ever seen Office Space, the movie? And is it the best comedy about working in an office? I mean, I
guess comedy movie.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's super low budget.
Yeah, so I'm going to need you to come in this weekend.
Yeah, it's a jump to conclusions, Matt.
Have you seen my Red Steepler? Hashtag Ask the Bench. Are we more worried about Sam Levitt being healthy to play or being able to run the offense?
I don't know if I'm really worried about it. I don't think I'm worried about either one, actually. As of right now, I think he ran 21 miles per hour a couple weeks ago.
No big deal. Could do that in my car right now. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Are you guys going to go to the beach or get on the water while in Tampa? We're going to go to Busch Gardens, ride some roller coasters. I think Cole Kublik actually is planning a sports card trip for the three of us. So looking forward to that. He said it's a little bit of an Uber ride.
Yep.
So we got to do that. But, yeah, we are going to have a sports card trip. Yeah, we are on the water.
Yeah, we're on the water. We see the boats. But no, we're not. We're not going to. I got enough beach.
I get Andy Stables walk by. We could add him to the Gator list we don't hate.
Can we?
Yeah, we can.
I can't add him yet.
That's what I said. Like,
you're giving me permission to.
We could.
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
We could. Shout out to my guy Andy. All right. We appreciate you.
We will. We're still on a trip. I will go have some Dos Equis today.
They're probably gonna be a little bit easier to find here.
They'll be easier to find. Don't have to do the Caribbean beer.
Look, that was a quick first day, exciting first day. What do we have coming up tomorrow, Matt? What 4 teams?
Yes. Wait, I wrote it down. Auburn, Georgia, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt.
I knew you wrote it down, so I threw it to you.
Yeah, I nailed that.
There you go. It's going to be another fun day. A lot of great guests here today. We thank you. We love you. Go America.
Off the bench.
All right, go to KTZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com. K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living, been in the game since 2004. That was a very long time ago. We were young little lads.
Young little
freshmen at LSU. That's how long ago that was. And you don't stay in the game that long unless you're doing everything the right way, and that's how they handle it over at K to Z. They're going to know your space better than you know it. They're going to learn your space in a matter of minutes. They're going to change your space as well. Once they learn it, they're going to order it, they're going to install it, and it is going to be a completely different space than before. KTZBlinds.com.
When we were freshmen and they started their company, I was putting tinfoil on my windows to make it blackout.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's a lot different now.
Is that safe?
No, it can't be.
Probably not.
We got the blackout shades now. We got curtains, drapes, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Make your house a little bit better than it was before. Call K to Z. Get them to come in. Brandon Barr to see him. They'll look around. They'll know your house better than you, and they'll tell you exactly for any budget what you can do to make it look better. Really tie the room together. KTZBlinds.com.